Welcome to another deep dive, you guys. This time we're diving into learning English through situational dialogues.
Yeah.
And this one is going to be great for absolute beginners.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be looking at a simple conversation you might have at the library.
At the library.
Yeah, you know that place with all the books?
Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine yourself confidently asking for a book or like figuring out how to get a library card
No.
in English.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do today.
And to guide us through all this, we have our expert, who, as always, is amazing at breaking things down.
I try my best.
So are you ready to dive into this library conversation?
Oh, I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay, so our dialogue today is called At the Library.
At the library.
And I'm Ella.
I'm Alex.
And let's imagine we're both at the library and I need to find the science books.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so, excuse me, where are the science books?
They are on the second floor.
Thank you. Can I borrow 3 books?
Yes. Do you have a library card?
No, I don't. How can I get one?
You need your ID card and phone number.
I have them here. Please make me a card.
Your card is ready. The books are due in 2 weeks.
All right, so we just heard a simple conversation about getting a library card and borrowing some books. But before we get into like all the nitty-gritty details,
All right.
let's take a look at some of the key words and phrases
Yes.
that came up.
A vocabulary.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the first words we heard was borrow.
Okay.
You probably already have an idea of what borrow means, but
Yeah.
can you remind us?
Yeah, borrow means to take something for a little while with the promise to give it back later.
Exactly like in our dialogue.
Yeah.
Can I borrow 3 books?
Yes, you are asking permission to take those books and promising to return them.
Perfect. And speaking of returning,
Yes.
another important word was due.
I do.
What does it mean when we say the books are due?
Due means when something needs to be returned, like a deadline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the books are due in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Means Ella needs to bring the books back to the library.
Yes.
By that time, it's important to remember due dates so you don't have to pay any late fees.
Yeah, that's right.
And you'll hear this word due used in lots of different situations, not just at the library.
That's true.
Okay, now let's talk about card.
Okay.
We heard Alex ask, do you have a library card?
Yes.
What did he mean by card here?
In this case, card refers to a library card. It's like a special pass that lets you borrow books.
Right. Think of it as your ticket to borrowing all those wonderful books.
Exactly. Without a library card, you usually can't take books home with you.
So these are just a few of the key words that we're going to be focusing on today.
Yeah.
As we go through the dialogue, we'll point out more essential words and phrases
Yeah.
that you can start using right away.
Yes.
And remember, even though these words seem simple, they're like the building blocks of everyday conversations.
Absolutely.
Right.
Mastering these simple words and phrases is a huge step in your English learning journey.
Okay, so are you ready to dive deeper into this conversation?
I think our listener will be surprised how much they can learn from this simple exchange.
Me too. Let's go.
Okay, so let's rewind back to the beginning of the dialogue at the library.
Okay, so it all started with me, Ella, needing some help.
Yeah.
I said, excuse me, where are the science books?
Right.
Notice how I started with excuse me.
Yes. Excuse me.
It's important.
It's a polite way to get someone's attention before you ask them a question. It's like saying, hello, I need your help. It shows good manners.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a little signal that says, I don't want to interrupt, but I have a question.
Exactly. And then you asked, where are the science books? That's a simple and direct way to ask for directions.
Right. And Alex responded with, they're on the second floor.
Straightforward answer.
Yeah.
Notice he used they to refer to the science books.
Right. We use they when we're talking about more than one thing.
Yeah,
In this case, it's more than one book, so it's they are.
exactly. It's a small word, but it makes a big difference in grammar.
Right.
Now, after getting the directions, Ella said, "Thank you."
Always be polite.
Yeah,
Even if it's a simple answer, it's always good to say thank you
right.
to show your appreciation.
Yeah, good manners are important in any language.
So Ella found the science books,
Mm.
and then she said, "Can I borrow 3 books?"
Okay.
This is where we see that question form we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
It's a very useful way to ask for permission.
It's like saying, "Is it okay if I..."
Right, and it works in all sorts of situations. Can I use your phone? Can I have a glass of water? Can I sit here?
Yeah.
It's a phrase you'll use all the time.
Absolutely. Remember those 3 words. Can I? You can use them to ask permission to do almost anything.
Okay, what happened next?
Alex responded, "Yes." "Do you have a library card?"
Okay.
He's confirming whether Ella meets the requirement for borrowing books.
So here's that "do you have" question.
Right.
That's another question type we hear all the time.
Exactly. You can use it to ask if someone has something specific, like a key, a book, a phone, anything.
And remember, it's a yes/no question.
Right.
So the answer is usually either yes or no.
Exactly.
In our dialogue, Ella answered, "No, I don't.
Hmm.
How can I get one?"
Perfect.
So first she answers the question, "No, I don't."
Uh-huh.
And then she uses another very helpful question, "How can I?"
Right.
This one is your go-to phrase when you need instructions.
Exactly.
It's like saying, "Tell me the steps," or "What do I need to do?"
Yeah, it's so versatile. How can I make a cake? How can I get to the train station? It's a phrase that will come in handy in so many situations.
I love how these simple phrases can unlock so many conversations.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's amazing how much you can express with just a few words.
yeah.
Now, what did Alex say in response to Ella's question?
He gave her the instructions. You need your ID card and phone number.
Simple and clear.
Yeah.
He told her exactly what she needed to get a library card.
Right. And then Ella confirmed, "I have them here. Please make me a card." Notice how she used please,
Yeah.
just like excuse me, that we talked about earlier. It's another key word for being polite.
Yes, adding please to your request makes you sound more respectful and considerate.
It's like adding a little bit of kindness to your words.
Exactly. It can make a big difference in how people perceive you.
So Ella provided the necessary information and politely asked for a card. What happened next?
Alex told her, "Your card is ready. The books are due in 2 weeks." He was letting her know that her library card was ready to use, and he reminded her about the deadline for returning the books.
That "do" word again.
Yeah.
It's so important to pay attention to due dates so you don't have to pay late fees.
Right. Libraries want their books back so that other people can enjoy them too.
Exactly. That's a great point. And with that, our library conversation came to a close.
It was a short and simple conversation, but it was packed with essential vocabulary and grammar.
Absolutely. And remember, this is just one example of a conversation you might have at a library.
There are so many other situations you could encounter, but the key is to start with the basics and build from there.
Exactly. And as you learn more words and phrases, you'll be able to handle more complex conversations with confidence.
And remember, even native English speakers started with simple words and phrases like these, so don't be afraid to practice.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on to our final thoughts, if you're finding these deep dives into English helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps us out and lets us know you're enjoying the content.
We love seeing your support and knowing that we're helping you on your language learning journey.
Okay, now let's wrap things up with some key takeaways from this library dialogue. Okay, so let's do like a quick review of those important words
Yes.
we came across in the library dialogue.
Yeah, repetition is key when you're learning a new language.
Exactly.
So let's revisit borrow.
Okay, borrow.
Remember, borrow means to take something for a short time with the promise of returning it.
Right, like, can I borrow 3 books?
Exactly.
Easy peasy.
Now, how about due? It's all about deadlines.
Right. Due tells us when we need to return the things we borrowed.
Yes, like when Alex said, the books are due in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yes, it lets you know the deadline for returning those borrowed books.
Ugh.
Don't forget to check the due date so you can return them on time.
Absolutely.
And finally, let's remember that card doesn't just mean any card. In our library situation, it has a specific meaning.
Right.
Exactly. In this dialogue, card refers to a library card. It's like your membership to the library.
Your ticket to a world of books.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how much you can do with just a little card.
It opens up a world of knowledge and stories. Now let's go beyond individual words and look at some of those key phrases that make up a real conversation.
Right. Phrases are like building blocks.
Yes.
They help us string words together and express ourselves more clearly.
Let's start with a simple but important one. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Remember, we use at the beginning of a conversation, especially when we want to ask someone for something. It's a polite way to get their attention.
Right. It shows respect for the other person.
Exactly.
Their time and space.
And then we can follow, with our question.
Okay.
Where are
Where are the science books?
Yes. You can use this phrase to ask for the location of anything.
Right.
Just replace science books with whatever you're looking for.
It's very versatile.
It is very versatile.
Yeah.
Where are the restrooms? Where are the cookbooks? The possibilities are endless.
Now, another essential phrase we saw was, can I borrow?
Yes.
This is how we ask for permission to borrow something.
It's polite and direct. Can I borrow a pen? Can I borrow your phone charger? It's a phrase you'll be using a lot.
And lastly, let's not forget that super helpful question, how can I?
Yes, that's our go-to phrase for getting instructions.
Yeah.
How can I get a library card? How can I renew my books? It's a great way to learn how to do something new.
And the best part is you can use this phrase in so many different situations. How can I get to the train station? How can I order a pizza? It's a real conversational lifesaver.
Absolutely. By using these phrases, you're not just learning words, you're learning how to have real conversations in English.
Exactly. It's not just about grammar rules and vocabulary lists. It's about connecting with people.
Yeah.
And sharing ideas.
It's about opening up a whole new world of communication.
So remember, everybody keep practicing these phrases. Use them in your daily life, even if it feels a little awkward at first. The more you use them, the more natural they will become, and before you know it, you'll be having confident, flowing conversations in English.
And remember, the library is a fantastic place to practice your English. It's quiet, it's filled with interesting things to talk about, and you might even make some new friends.
That's a great point. And that brings us to the end of another deep dive into English. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Thanks for joining the conversation here at Kaz English. We hope you found it fun and informative. Don't forget to check out kazapp.uk. That's kazapp.uk for more tips, resources, and interactive practice. Keep exploring, keep chatting, and we'll catch up with you again soon.